Now, I have heard some crazy theories from you, though. You don't believe the moon landing?
Oh, I tweeted about the other day. No, the moon. Come on, it's fake. Now, I'm not saying the moon isn't real or that people haven't been to the moon. That first moon landing is. So, from technological advancement, first, okay, we land in the 60s. The evidence looks weird as. We have all these videos of. Have you seen all the videos from NASA people, like with wires and strings? Have you seen those?
They're a little sus, but
they're a little sus. They're just a little sus. Like when you do things authentically, there shouldn't be anything sus. It's just, but when there is something sus and it's run by the government and it's tens of billions of dollars every year, you're like, where's this money going? Maybe I want to know. You're also competing against the Russians during the Cold War. There's a big push towards kind of calming down the public. And they kind of, I don't know. I don't buy it, bro. 60 years later, what's the best thing we have? We lost the tech. They can't find it. They can't recreate it. And it's too expensive to put people on the moon. It cost them $20 billion. $250 billion in today's currency if you adjust it for inflation. They printed $100 billion and tossed it to Ukraine. If they wanted to put people on the moon, they could. They can't. I mean, or maybe they can. Who knows, bro? I don't know, bro. Who knows? But Elon's gonna do it.
Mars?
Yeah, bro, for sure.
I don't know.
For sure, bro.
You're signed up, huh?
Yeah, bro. I'm getting the Neuralink implant. I'm the first in line, bro. I'm getting the Neuralink implant, and I'm connecting my social security number to my Twitter account.
Yeah,
so
that's a good
I can feed the AI.
Yeah.
That's my plan, bro. That's my plan. And I'm gonna eat seed oils, and tap water, and I'm gonna make sure that my girl is on birth control.
Right. Yeah. Are you?
That's the plan, bro.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Speaking of wealth and health, what are you doing? What should everybody be doing besides,
I tell people, it was funny. I was talking with a couple people in my community the other day, and I said, people don't even do the lazy things right. And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, people don't even go to sleep on time. Like, that's the lazy that you could do for your health, and you don't even go to bed on time. Like, okay, perfect. We can talk about your abs, we can talk about your food, but unless you get the basics things, the lazy, like brushing your teeth, like showering, these things are health and nutrition. I am pointing fingers, bro. But sleep is very important. So you have your circadian rhythm, you have your REM sleep. Sleep is really important for recovery. Sleep is really important for mental health, but people don't sleep well. So I think we begin from the basics. They need to learn how to sleep well. How do you sleep well? A couple things. First, you need to cut out processed sugars, complex carbs, and heavy foods at night. Your body does not do very well when you eat heavy at night. Your body is supposed to be recovering, resting, repairing itself, regenerating. Ideally, you should also be fasting. Your body should enter periodically stages of autophagy. Autophagy is when your body begins to eat the bad cells up. This happens about 3 days into a fast. Fasting is incredible. So the simple things, people are like, what do I need to do? No. What do you not need to do first? Let's get rid of all the toxicity before we bring in anything good. So before we start, assembling the dinner table, let's clear out all that's already on there that's not good, that's not serving you, and let's fix that. Sleep. Don't eat processed sugars. Don't eat complex carbs. Stay away from fruit juice. Stay away from candy. Stay away from fast food in perpetuity. Stay away from tap water. And if you're a woman, consult with your doctor to potentially get off of birth control pills, which are a psyop that has been perpetrated on women in the last, couple decades. Before that, women were never on birth control. But for some reason, now we have hundreds of millions of them. And the reason and the logic is because men can't keep their pants. Not a good enough explanation.
Is that hormonal? Like the birth control?
I mean, it's interesting because I've talked to a lot of women about when they were recommended to get on birth control, and it's usually in their early teens. And it has to do when their hormones are all out of whack and it's supposed to calibrate them. But what you're doing is you're bioregulating the body outside of what it's supposed to be doing in its natural process. So once a woman gets out of her birth control kind of cycle, her hormones go through fucking roof and all over the place because they've been with for an extremely long time. It's something that people should really look into.
I mean, you do.
You know what's the craziest part about that?
What?
You know when Alex Jones said that the tap water is turning the frogs gay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I tell you something about that?
Please.
Okay. What if the treatment plants, women take the estrogen pill, right? That's what the birth control is, basically superpowered estrogen. And remember, when you take a pill orally, most of it gets urinated. The estrogen, heavy urinated estrogen, gets peed into the water stream. That water is known as what? A recyclable commodity. So water just gets recycled. What? Through what? A treatment plant. You're drinking water full of piss and estrogen if you drink tap water, just
I
so you
drink
know.
spring water.
Good. Not you, but I'm saying in general. So the treatment plant, the water goes to the treatment plant. It doesn't treat for estrogen. Look it up. And that water comes back to the tap. So now you have men, believe it or not, like it or not, drinking estrogen water. Now, does this provoke to the feminization of men, yes or no? Who knows? But all we do know is that it's turning frogs from male to female, and it's happened. Now, is that a conspiracy? Is that a crazy out of the blue perspective to have? All I will say is that when the New York mayor goes on video, opens the tap water, drinks it, says, New York tap water is the best, and I know he's a politician, I don't trust him. And under that same premise, I'm like, anything the government gives me that's free is probably not good.
I mean, that's hard to argue against because what you're saying makes sense. You do take the pill, you do piss it out, and we recycle the water to drink. So it, like, you can't really argue with it.
And the treatment plant doesn't treat for estrogen.
But they can?
But they don't.
They can, though? That's
I don't know. I haven't gone to that complexity, but they don't treat for estrogen.
They got to get a reverse osmosis machine, huh?
They just don't drink tap water. There's places in the world where you can potentially get away with tap water, but why would you drink water? You don't know what's in the pipes. You don't know the quality of the water. Bro, look at all the movies. Look at The Dark Knight, dude. They're out here trying to kill the city up through the water supply, the public water supply.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy,
the way to do
dude.
it. But do you ever just have like a fun little drink or a fun little snack?
Yeah, bro. I'll have a little bit of cannabis. Do you smoke weed?
I don't.
Have you ever smoked weed?
No.
You hesitated there. Are your parents watching?
They might be. Well, the closest I got was I used to work at a job, and I was driving the guys to a job site.
So you got hotboxed?
I got hotboxed, and I didn't even realize it, but they were ripping like a pen in the back, and I almost ended up crashing. Like I might I'm trying to slow down the car.
So you got hotboxed, okay. That's probably every now and then my guilty pleasure.
Cannabis.
Yeah, a little cannabis, a little Bob Marley.
So no fun snack, just the cannabis?
No, bro.
You don't eat a bag of chips ever?
Never, bro.
You're lying.
Never, bro.
A little Takis?
It's so gross, bro. It's disgusting. Why would you? Would you cheat on your wife once?
No.
Why?
That's cheating.
Because it's disgusting. Why would you cheat on yourself?
I want to say having a little bag of chips every once in a while.
Yeah, and having a little side isn't that bad either.
Yeah, it is. You're breaking the covenant of marriage. We're talking about
you're breaking the covenant with yourself. The thing is,
I don't have a covenant
and that's the difference, brother. I've committed myself to the purity of my vessel. Something that you are supposed to commit to if you're a Christian.
When
you're
did you
not
do
supposed
that?
to contaminate yourself with the
You got to
food of
keep
the
the
king.
temple.
Was that like a conscious...
And remember what the Bible says. If you do not, take care of the temple, God will destroy it. It's in the Bible. And if you believe the Bible, well, then you better start taking care of your vessel.
When did you lock in like this?
After I had my first psychedelic experience. Guys, mushrooms are crazy.
Would you recommend them
Yes,
to
bro.
me?
Yes.
To TJ?
Me?
Yes, bro.
He's 18. No, bro, that's
Is
crazy.
legal?
That's
Is he of
reckless.
age? Can you?
That's reckless.
Why?
Isn't that like dangerous?
That's mind altering.
Recommending that to like millions of people online, especially like
Brother,
15
I got a
years?
clip that went viral that had 1 million likes that said everybody should do mushrooms. Everybody should do mushrooms. Everybody should do mushrooms.
Why?
I have been to the Amazon forest where there's 5-year-old kids taking ayahuasca, and they're local Indian kids. Like, they're local Indians, they're local tribesmen, chilling. Now, would I recommend it for the entire world? No. But I would recommend it to you guys.
You just said everybody should.
I'll make videos where that'll go viral.
Okay.
But where I'm saying take mushrooms, I'm not telling to 1 million people, bro. When I did a podcast recently. I was talking to this girl. I said, take mushrooms. That clip went viral. I was talking to her. This clip will go viral. guys, take some mushrooms. It'll be good for your
Yeah, but
mental reset.
aren't you kind of worried about the impact you're having? Because some people
It's
might
great
see that
impact.
video.
It's great impact. It's great impact.
Why do you think they're so good?
Try them.
I'm scared, bro.
That's why. You know why you fear something? What is fear?
Just being scared. I don't know.
What do you,
Unknown.
When can you fear something?
When you don't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. The
Do you
thing is,
think-
I know what's going to happen. That's why I can tell you, not as an idiot, for you to learn that I maybe know something that you don't.
Do you think it's spiritual? Like, do you enter a spiritual realm when you take mushroom?
Well, what is a spiritual realm? Define spiritual realm.
Just another realm, or do you think it's just chemicals getting released in your brain?
I mean, what do you mean by a different realm? Explain.
Well, here's the thing. We were talking to somebody this week, and they were a big mushroom proponent, and they were saying that a lot of people who take mushrooms, they have a similar experience, and they almost meet in like a realm. Like there's overlapping experiences. Like they'll meet in like this white room, and then on Reddit they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I've been to that." And there's like these beings that judge you. So do you enter like a new world? Is it a portal?
I mean, I think that there's different dimensions, and I think that psychedelics do tap you into different dimensions, just like this is a dimension. So I guess if you're on the same vibrational frequency as somebody else, you could potentially be in the same metaverse space.
So it's not just chemicals.
No,
It's-
absolutely not. I mean, if you break down everything to just chemical reactions, then nothing is really real. Then your relationship with your girl isn't really real. Love isn't real. It's just chemical reactions that you're just kind of navigating life through as a soup of fluid that's just walking around in a sack of meat, right?
That's a good point.
So I think you have to be okay with the supernatural, not the non-natural, the supernatural experiences, because when you begin to evaluate, when people receive epiphanies, like Solomon, like David, like Jacob, like Paul, like John, a lot of these guys go into transcendental states. Do they go into transcendental states with psychedelics or not? I don't know. But they go into transcendental states to have spiritual experiences. Can you have spiritual experiences through non-transcendental psychedelic experiences? Absolutely. But would you say, for example, me going into a state of meditation is a good thing or a bad thing?